GMS Action News. I'm here at Ipswich, England, at the storage house two boys attempted to rob last night. The boys, Matthew and Kelvin, had reportedly stabbed the cop on watch. The guard is at the hospital as we speak, and doctors say he's expected to make a full recovery. As for Matthew and Kelvin, they're currently in custody at the police station. There's a chance that Matthew will be a part of the LEAF project, where he's sent to a foster parent to correct his behavior. Kelvin, because he stabbed the cop, will most likely go to juvenile detention center. Let's talk to some witnesses. Who witnessed this event, what with the two teens, Matthew Freeman and Kelvin, whose last name he won't let us use, breaking into the warehouse.
Yes, I did.
Tell me, what do you think of this situation?
Well, I think it's insane how a couple teens were so desperate to get some video games that they were willing to stab a cop. Those cops protect us.
Remember, it was just one of them. The other wanted to help the cop.
Oh, yes, but still, that boy was simply insane. They were both part of it. They both deserve to get to prison.
They're still young enough to get sent to a juvenile detention center. There have been rumors about sending the boy who didn't kill to stab the cop, Matt, to a program called LEAF, where a foster parent will correct them.
Well, he deserves to be in jail. He deserves.
That's all the time we have for you. Thanks. I recently spoke to another witness about the event involving the teenage boys in the storage house, but I'd like to hear your story. What did you see?
Well, it was around the time I was having dinner. I sat down and all of a sudden I heard a ton of police car sirens coming closer. I thought I had done something, but then I heard a voice screaming, "He did it!" It was obvious that those two had broken into the storage house.
Now, if you had to guess what caused this, what would you say?
Teenage boys wanting a new Call of Duty game, a new song album? I don't know. Things like this don't happen a lot here.
I appreciate you stopping by and saying a few words. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Now, as I'm sure you've all been waiting for, we reveal what truly happened at Lesser Melling. Matthew Freeman was sent to this deserted town just around a week after he broke into the storage house. He either would have went there or faced time in a juvenile detention center. We can assure you that he probably would have chosen the juvenile detention center, now given the chance. After trying to run away from his foster mother, Mrs. Deverell, he notices that the road he was on never seemed to end. He kept riding his bike, but he kept going back to the same intersect. Matt receives a necklace, or amulet, by a man named Tom Burgess. This amulet would allow him to continue along the road without any troubles. Tom Burgess was found dead the next day. Professor Sanjay Dravid was found dead last night near his office in the museum, with the rest of the museum in rubble. The ceiling was collapsed and crushed precious artifact. Most of the dinosaur exhibits were destroyed, which was a once world-renowned exhibit. On a security camera, before a piece of ceiling fell on it, the security monitors report Matthew's foster parent, Mrs. Deverell, was there and wasn't injured at all, considering it was a near fatal for everyone else there. Several outside countries, including the United States and Canada, are sending help to clean up the massive amounts of rubble. Detective Superintendent Mallory was reportedly trying to assist Matthew in leaving Mrs. Deverell. After giving the two a surprise visit, Mallory notices that Matt has an unnatural look to him, and that Mrs. Deverell was working him too hard. Mallory was unable to take Matt away from Mrs. Deverell because that was illegal, but when he finally had enough evidence to allow him to take Matt away, he drove into a gasoline tanker and both exploded. As I'm sure you all are waiting for, the ending. This was banned in English news channels and all newspapers, even here in the U.S., but thanks to your dedication to channel W2GMS Action News, we give you the full story, brought to you by a man named Richard Cole. On the witches' calendar, brood moss is among the most popular of them all. It's a time where their energy is at its strongest, or so I'm told. The old nuclear power plant, Omega 1, is apparently specifically located to power some ancient and mysterious device called Raven's Gate. It holds some all-powerful beings who haven't roamed the earth in millions of years. Mrs. Deverell planned to open it along with all her neighbors at Lesser Melling, including the creator of Omega 1, Sir Michael Marsh. These witches required rituals, fire, and blood. They had the first two, but they required a sacrifice, and that sacrifice was Matt. The witches had claimed that Matt had something unique and powerful about him. He could see the future, control things, and as he was about to be sacrificed, he was able to stop the knife from driving into his chest, even as he was strapped down. Because of all the non-stop activity, and it being decades old, the nuclear power plant reactor was about to implode. All that nuclear power was sucked into Raven's Gate after Sir Michael noticed a drop of Matt's blood was on the knife and was able to open it. But don't worry, everyone. That's in England, so it doesn't affect anyone here in the United States. We have to go to break now, but when we get back, we'll have a weather update.